Good evening, everyone, and welcome. My name is Lucy. I will be your facilitator this evening, and welcome to the Virginia Association for Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our and so that the school knows who the question is for. Your cameras and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. And this is the final session happening this evening, but please be sure to watch the other sessions that have been recorded at strivescan.com/Virginia. Those will be available to you in about a week or so. Without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to our presenters. First, we will hear from American University of Paris.
Hi, everybody. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen real quick so you can see my presentation. Let's see, can y'all see that screen okay?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay, let me get back in and do it one more time.
There we go. Looks good.
There we go. Pull it up for y'all. Okay, so my name is Mary Catherine Knoll. I am the Assistant Director of Admissions at the American University of Paris. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about AUP. So AUP is a 4-year US regionally accredited institution. It's very similar to any school that you would find in the US within the states, but instead we are located right in central Paris. We're in the 7th district of Paris, which is where the Eiffel Tower is located. So we have a really central location. Our international student body is something we really take a lot of pride in. We like to call our students global explorers. And what that means is they might have a background in international exploring already, have an interest in traveling, or maybe they come from a background that is from all different parts of the world. We do have about 50% of our students that come from the US, 30% come from the continent of Europe, and then 20% are from the rest of the world. But within that, a lot of those students have lived in different countries already, or they have the goal to live and work in another country. So we really encourage international experiences and just that global explorer mentality. In the classroom, we have about 20 students or less in those classes. Even in those first year courses, you're going to have a smaller class size. As you go through your courses, it's going to get smaller and smaller. So you'll get a lot of one-on-one time with your professors, which is going to be great to have those letters of recommendation. We do have a 9-to-1 student professor ratio. So you will get to know your professors very well as the other students in your class, which makes forming study groups and getting to know everybody and getting a little bit more in depth in those discussion-based courses a little bit easier. We have 26 different majors. We are a liberal arts institution. With that, every major that we have will come from a global perspective. So if you're taking film studies or history or psychology, everything is going to come from being in that international environment and focusing on global studies. Like I said, we are located in the center of Paris, very close to the Eiffel Tower. We have an urban campus. So with that, our buildings are going to kind of be spread out throughout the 7th district, but everything is within a 10-minute walk. So if you have classes in one building or another, you'll be able to get there very quickly. This is just another image of where we are located, a very historic area, very picturesque and beautiful. We are really proud of our urban campus and just being right in the center of Paris. We do offer study trips. So right now we are only really focusing our study trips in France due to COVID and just trying to be safe, but we're hoping to open them back up to be more of a global experience once we are safe to do so. So with that, you'll get to go a little bit more in depth into your studies and see things throughout the world and how it applies to what you're learning in the classroom. We do offer housing. Our first year students will all go through AUP housing, and then you have the option to continue that throughout your 4 years or find your own apartment in Paris. We do offer like a traditional residence style, or we also have different like studios and things like that. So it really just depends on what you're looking for. For the application process, it's pretty common. You're gonna, apply either through our AUP application portal on our website or the Common App. Submit your essays, your list of activities, 2 letters of recommendations, your transcripts, and we are test optional. So if you feel like sending us your SAT or ACT scores will show us a little bit more about yourself, you're welcome to do so. But if not, there is no pressure to do that. This is our cost of attendance chart. So we have our tuition here, and then we've added in the cost of living. So you can just kind of get an overview of exactly how much everything is going to cost when you come. We do offer financial aid and scholarships. So that is definitely something you can apply for through your AUP portal when you are applying to AUP. This is just a list of some of our different scholarships that we offer. And if you have any questions about that, you can reach out to me. I will be your admissions counselor, and I'll be happy to walk you through the steps of applying to financial aid. Our alumni is just a fabulous alumni base. We have about 94% of them who graduate and have a job within a year of graduating. 80% do have an international element in their career, or they're working like in a non-native country to them. That's something that's really important to a lot of the students that come to us. They want to have that international experience, and that doesn't stop after graduation. They keep being global explorers once they are out in the real world working full time. About 50% of them said that a professor really helped mentor them and walk them through the entire process of finding a job and figuring out what they want to do after graduation. And then this is my information here. I will also put this in the chat so that you can have access to it. But if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk to you more about how we can get you to come over Paris and all the different opportunities that we offer you at AUP.
Thank you. Next up, we'll hear from Charleston Southern University.
Hello, everyone. I'm just getting my presentation pulled up. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties, so I am actually just going to throw up a QR code on the screen. If you want more information, you're welcome to scan that. But other than that, it will just be me talking. Okay, great. So if you want more information, feel free to just scan that QR code. But general overview, my name is Morgan Barnes. I am the Assistant Director of Undergraduate Admissions at Charleston Southern University. We are a 4-year Christian liberal arts university located in Charleston, South Carolina. We're about 15 minutes from downtown and 30 minutes from 3 different beaches. We are a liberal arts university, that just meaning that you take those core like English, math, science classes, things like that, dual enrollment as well as AP, club and IB credit does transfer in to cover that if you have any of that. We have 3,500 students, including online and graduate students. About 1/3 of those students live on campus. So we've got about 1,600 beds on campus. So we are a pretty good size for a Christian school. We have Division I athletics, which is a huge draw to Charleston Southern. We are a part of NCAA, or the Big South Conference. And even though we do have a larger school for a Christian university, we do still have small class sizes. So we have about 20 to 25 students per class on average, and a 13-to-1 professor-student ratio. So you do get a lot of that individualized attention when it comes to your academics. Our top programs are going to be nursing is our number one. A huge draw to our nursing program is that we have a full simulation lab with a home health suite. So a lot of our students do enjoy the benefits of that, as well as being close to so many different hospitals and medical centers that we have partnerships with. Other of our top 5 majors are going to be biology, kinesiology, education, and business. So Also, top 5 majors just meaning the most popular doesn't necessarily mean that they are better than the other majors. As well as admissions, as far as admissions go, our application opens up August 1st for seniors. If you're a senior currently, then the application is still open. We do have a rolling admissions process, which means that we have no hard deadlines when it comes to applying. So the application is free. It takes about 10 minutes to fill out. We'll just need that and your transcript, which can be an unofficial transcript. So if you have a copy yourself or screenshot, we can use that to make a decision off of. And then we do have a test flexible policy. So if you have above a 2.5 unweighted GPA, we don't require test scores. We might ask for a few other things such as a personal essay or a resume possibly. If you have below a 2.5 unweighted GPA, we do take the SAT, ACT, and the CLT, the Common Learning Test, which can be taken entirely online as well. Once we have all of those necessary documents in from you, we will make a decision within 10 business days. So very quick turnaround right there. You'll get an email letting you know that a decision has been made. And then as far as financial aid goes, every accepted student does receive a merit scholarship based off of their unweighted GPA. These range anywhere from $6,000 to $17,000. If you are out of state, you also receive an automatic $8,000 scholarship. So that's going to be $2,000 per year for 4 years. And that is just to help with any kind of in-state Virginia aid that you might be walking away from. Also, our tuition is the same cost for all of our students, in-state or out of state, and all of your books and all of your required materials are included in tuition as well. All right, and then that's all that I have for y'all today. Again, if you want more information, feel free to scan that QR code. But I do apologize for the technical difficulty. I'm not sure what's happening with my presentation. My PowerPoint is flipping out right now, but thank y'all.
Thank you. Next up, we will hear from University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign.
Hi, everyone. My name is Scott Delhunt. I'm the regional representative for the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign for the Mid-Atlantic. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the power of I and what that means is the ways that will help you harness your own power to make your mark on the world. At Illinois, that all starts with innovation. So at UIUC, your most creative, cutting-edge thoughts will be encouraged because innovation is in our blood. Over 150 years ago, we were founded with a focus on the future and been creating new and better solutions to large-scale problems ever since. So UIUC students and alum have developed some great things, including Plato, the world's first shared computer-based education system in 1960, Mosaic, the world's first graphical web browser in 1993, LEDs, the medical MRI, YouTube, and PayPal. So the challenging progressive environment at UIUC is going to help you realize your own goals, whatever they may be. Which leads me to my next point. The education you receive here is going to inspire you to think big. And inspiration begins with your major. So we offer over 150 majors in 11 different academic communities. And whatever you choose to study, you're going to find that your degree is highly respected from our often recognized programs such as engineering and business to innovative degree options called CS plus X that allow students to pursue a flexible program of study incorporating a strong grounding in computer science with technical or professional training in the arts and sciences. Most of our programs are direct admit, meaning that you're going to apply and be enrolled into a specific major if you're admitted. And you can also choose a second choice major on your application. And I highly encourage all students to do that as it would give you the best chance to attend the University of Illinois. I also encourage you to check out this website here. It's our Program Explorer. It allows you to click on all 150 plus majors and really explore them in depthly. So I highly encourage you to check out that. We are a large university, over 33,000 students, but we do have an 18-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and about 80% of your classes will have less than 50 students enrolled. So we do try to keep our class sizes as small as we can. And we also have a variety of learning environments to fit your needs, including lectures, seminars, discussions, labs, studios, and independent study. And our alumni advance their skills through prominent internships, including at Fortune 100 companies. They study abroad to grow personally, culturally, and even professionally. And they also play a large part in research, whereas a Research One institution, we're among the nation's best in fueling new ideas, new companies, and even new industries. And our research spans all disciplines, not just for STEM-based major, and has an interdisciplinary focus, allowing you to work with the graduate research office to find opportunities in areas that you choose. Also, employers are actively seeking our students because they know they're going to be prepared to succeed at the highest levels. Last year alone, we had 9,700 unique employers recruiting our students, including 86 of the Fortune 100, companies such as Amazon, Google, and Microsoft, just to name a few. On this slide here, these are some of the startups and Fortune 500 companies that you'll find available at Illinois. The University of Illinois is home to Research Park, a leading technology hub that cultivates startups and accelerates corporate innovation. And Research Park has more than 120 companies and growing. And these companies include over 50 startups and many Fortune 500 companies that employ our undergraduate students across many different majors. It really allows students to find flexible employment opportunities, promoting real-world work experience outside of the classroom. But you're not going to just be involved when it comes to your education or research. You're also going to be engaged socially as well. And this is what we believe sets the UIUC experience apart. Illini Pride can be seen through many activities offered on campus and within the community, whether that be through our great Big Ten sports and the energy that brings to campus, or the concerts and festivals hosted throughout the year on and around campus. A key part of this involvement is our student groups. You have your choice of over 1,800 different registered student organizations based on any sort of interest you may have. This is a really great way to meet new people who care about the same things that you do, and also maybe step outside your comfort zone and explore something new. Just to give you an idea of Champaign, Urbana, it is built for student life with 2 distinct downtown areas that have a thriving arts and culture scene. And the area offers the amenities of big city living with a small town feel still. So everything's going to be very accessible to you by public transit, biking, or simply walking. We have a great bus system on campus that is free to students. CU also has great food, as it was ranked the greatest Midwest food town by Midwest Living. And to give you an idea of where we are, we're about 2.5 hours south of Chicago in Illinois, about 2 hours from Indianapolis and St. Louis as well. So you have 3 major metropolitan areas within a close drive. And we do have an airport located in Champaign, Urbana, about 10 minutes from campus. So it is pretty easy to get to campus as well. All right, I'm going to share my contact information in the chat. So please feel free to reach out to me directly if you have any questions, as I am the direct contact for the Mid-Atlantic. And have a great night.
Thank you. Next up, we'll hear from Kalamazoo College.
All right, everyone. Hello, my name is Madeline. I am the admission counselor for the Virginia area from Kalamazoo College, and I'm super excited to talk to you guys a little bit about this institution. So where is Kalamazoo? What is going on here? We are a small liberal arts college located in Southwest Michigan. So on the mitten, we're going to be kind of like right by the wrist joint, I guess. The city of Kalamazoo, we have about over 250,000 people in the metropolitan area, and about 30,000 or so of those population are going to be college students. So we have several institutions right in that nearby area, and it makes Kalamazoo very much a college town. So it's a little thriving metropolis. To give some context on location, though, we are about a 2.5-hour drive outside of Chicago, about 2 hours from Detroit. But we also do have an airport right in the downtown Kalamazoo area. It's about a 15-minute drive from campus. And we also have Amtrak. So if you want to hop on the train and go to one of these cities or anywhere else, you can do so. Talking about Kalamazoo College, like I said, we are a small liberal arts college. We've got about 1,500 students total. It breaks down to about 400 first-year students, 400 sophomores, so on and so forth. And we've got students coming from all across the country, and actually we have a lot of international students as well. So there's lots of diversity on campus. We've got about 34% domestic student of color population on campus, about 7 to 8% international student, breakdown between out of state and in states about 50-50, and about 25% of our students are varsity level athletes. So as you can see, we are a Division III school. We've got 18 teams total, many outlets for our student athletes. And because we're such a small institution, you're really going to get a lot of one-on-one attention in your classroom. So as you can see, the average class size is about 18 students. And these classes are led by the professors themselves. So we do have teaching assistants or, TAs, but they're really more in charge of helping with homework or helping prep for exams. The people leading the classes will be those professors. And as you can see, almost all of our professors have PhDs, so they're all very much experts in their field. And because of this one-on-one attention, this individualized experience, you're going to have very high retention rates and four-year graduation rates from our school. So what I'm going to really talk about in depth is the K plan. This is kind of our unique spin towards education, and it's our guide through your 4 years at K. So there's 4 components of the K plan. First is the rigorous and flexible academics, and that's going to be our open curriculum. So here at K, basically you as the student are in charge of picking which classes you want to take and pursuing your education. So you're, exploring your passions or figuring out what works for you, what doesn't work for you. You're really flexible with how you build your major and your curriculum. So we have an open curriculum. We also really emphasize hands-on education. So getting that real world practical experience, whether that's through jobs, we offer our Center for Career and Professional Development to find jobs, internships, there's centers for volunteer programs. We also have a very strong social justice focus on our campus. Our ARCA Center for Social Justice Leadership was the first building of its kind ever built on a college campus to really focus on bringing social justice to both the campus and the community. So lots of different ways for you to get out into the Kalamazoo community and really just, build that resume, build that experience. For international and intercultural experiences, our third component of the K plan, we've got over 56 study abroad programs going to over 29 different countries. And the cool thing is our programs last 1, 2, or 3 terms, which roughly equates to 3, 6, or 9 months. So that's going to be a very immersive program, spending lots of time in the locations that you're studying. And lastly, we have independent scholarship, which is essentially our equivalent to a senior thesis project. So every single student is going to have potential research opportunities that they're going to be able to create projects depicting something they're passionate about or something they may want to pursue as a career. So let's say this little taste of Kalamazoo College has intrigued you and you'd like to learn more. There's lots of different ways to connect with us. We are doing in-person visits. So as long as you are wearing a mask and doing social distance guidelines, you can come visit campus. We will have a current student lead you around and you'll be able to connect and explore that way. Otherwise, we are hosting virtual open houses so you can listen to student panels and parent panels and connect that way. Also, please feel free to reach out to me at any time. My email is here on the screen, but I will also be posting it in the chat feature. Always feel free to send me an email if you'd like clarifying questions or follow us on social media. We're always going to be posting about student life, about deadlines, everything like that. So once you start applying, or if you're already applying and you just want to learn more, feel free to email me or check out social media for more information. All right. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys ask questions. It's great to connect with you. Take care.
Thank you. Next up, we'll hear from Texas A&M University.
Thank you. Howdy, everybody. I'm Michelle Zampano. I'm the regional advisor for Texas A&M for the Mid-Atlantic, so I am your regional. I just want to go over a few things about Texas A&M. We're located in College Station, so most of my students, including myself, will fly out of either BWI, Dulles International, or also Richmond, and then fly right into either Houston, Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth, because we're centrally located. And then I always take the hopper flight right into College Station. We're also about 2.5 hours from the Gulf Coast Beach area. College Station, you're looking at one of the largest, I think this year we've actually are the #1 largest public institution with coming in with our total enrollment this year at 71,900, undergrads about 56,000. Incoming freshmen this year was a little over 10,900. But with that being said, our student to faculty ratio is 20-1. Average class size, once you're in your major, is going to be 25 to 45. Also, honors programs 15 to 20. Not saying those freshman 101s might be a little bit large, but overall smaller. We are also You're looking at first year retention rate is about 93%. So once you become an Aggie, you do not leave. Student faculty ratio, like I said, was 20-1. And you're looking at our 6-year graduation rate is about 83%. 4 years is a little over 60%. We are a tier 1 research institution. So students can do research from day one. We are very heavy in the STEM. So anything in that science, technology, and engineering, math, I think Texas A&M is highly ranked and does everything pretty well on that part. We are also part of the SEC Division I. We've taken home about 25 national championships. We've taken home football, women's softball, men's golf, men and women's outdoor track team, women's basketball, and our equestrian team. We've taken home about 17 SEC championships and 171 team and tournaments. The other thing is we are currently #1 for study abroad. So we send the most students overseas. Pretty much you can do a semester, 2 semesters, a year, 2 or 3 week courses, completely up to you and wherever really your heart desires. We are situated in College Station on about 5,200 acres. College Station at Texas A&M is a college town. We have a lot to offer. Everything's pretty much right there for you. We have about 1,100 student organizations to get involved in. Our largest student organization is the Corps Cadets, from government to politics to religious groups, intramurals, clubs, you name it, you can create it. If you don't see it there, I know last year we had about 1,000, so about 100 plus more student organizations were created this year. Male to female ratio is going to be 52-48, so it's almost 50-50. We have our academic support services there, our career center, and our health center there as well. We have about 27 dining locations, so there's a lot to choose from. My favorite is always the Starbucks and Chick-fil-A. Also, our student rec center, it's pretty state of the art. We have 2 of those now. It has an indoor running track, a rock climbing wall, the auditoriums. My favorite is after you get done working out to go to the Smoothie King. On that. And then you're looking at, we're pretty diversified at Texas A&M. We represent all 50 states, 131 different countries. Our minority rate is about 23%. So students are coming from all over, from California. And I'm happy to say that Virginia and Maryland are in the top 10 as well. I would say that also about our school profile, the average grade point average coming into Texas A&M as a freshman is a 3.6. SAT is going to be about a 1210 to 1420. ACT is going to be a 25 to 32 grade point average. The application will go live August 1 and it will close December 1. And then same way with our scholarships will be in there. 2 ways to apply to Texas A&M, apply Texas or the coalition, either one. It's a one-stop shop. Admissions, scholarships, and the college. You're looking at a $75 application fee. Required documents, what we're going to be looking for, instead of the official transcripts being sent in, you're going to create a self-reporting academic record. This is where you'll basically put all your information in there from a 9th grade to 11th grade year, and academic record, all your courses, grades, you're looking at class rank if it's available, and they know that up here in the Northeast we don't rank, so we will provide a ranking for you. We will take basically the highest grade point average of the weighted, and then also the SAT or ACT. We have become test optional for the fall of 2022. If a student has taken the SAT or ACT, have those scores sent in. We will take your best scores. We don't super score, but we will take your best. And if a student hasn't been able, that's not a problem as well. Required essays, there'll be 1 essay for admissions, 1 essay for scholarships. And then those students that are looking at the College of Engineering, there'll be a short essay as well on that. And really this essay is really to tell us about your story, tell us about you, what makes you unique, and unique opportunities and challenges or hardships you might have had. That's a great spot to put that in. Everything I would say for those students that are probably looking at applying for the College of Engineering, early action October 15th to have everything done and completed on that. And our decisions will be rolling. So they start to roll out mid-December for the College of Engineering. For general admissions, they start to roll about January and they roll through the end of March. Required coursework, what we're looking for is 4 years of English, 4 years of math, 4 years of science, 2 must be either in biology, chemistry, or physics, and then 2 years of a foreign language. The great thing is everything is a holistic review with our admissions, our College of Engineering, and our scholarships as well. For that, we're going to be looking at your academic achievements, grade point average, class ranking, SAT or ACT. Again, we are test optional. The minimum coursework's personal achievements, extracurricular activities, community service, talents, awards, honors, employment, and summer activities as well. This year, we had a little over 60,000 applications come in and about 26,000 students were admitted. So a little over 60% is the acceptance rate. I would say for basically most of our students for out of state, it's going to be that 40 to 50. But I'm going to go ahead and put my information in here in the chat. If you have additional questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me. And I just want to say thank you, and you guys have a great evening.
Thank you. And then finally this evening, we will hear from University of Denver.
Awesome. Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Frank Laro, and I'm an Assistant Director of Admission here at the University of Denver. I'm also the admission representative for the Mid-Atlantic region. So if you have any follow-up questions after a presentation, I'd be more than welcome to reach out to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen here and then get us kicked off with talking about our institution. So I want to start us off by just talking about our campus size and population. We are a four-year private liberal arts institution. So our incoming class is right around 1,500, with roughly about 1,400 of those being freshmen and just a little over 100 being incoming transfer students. So our total undergraduate population is just under 6,000, which is a great size and transition from high school, as you get the opportunity to get to meet new people each day, but also still feel like you're on a campus small enough where you're not just lost in a sea of people, and you're able to create your own communities and create your own niche within our campus. As you can see too, we also have a robust graduate student population as well. And we often see a lot of our students opting into doing a 4+1 program or 3+2 programs where they are getting their bachelor's and master's degree within 5 years. Overall, when you're looking at the classroom, this is kind of just what an example of what our an average class would look like pre-COVID times, of course. But with that said, our average class is around 22 students. And student faculty ratio about 12:1, and then nearly all of our classes are taught by professors. For this COVID year, how we're planning as we're going into the fall, we're slowly but surely going back in person. We are currently in hybrid format, but going in the hybrid format, our classes are still remaining around the same size. We really don't have any larger lecture size classes on our campus, just due to the size of our undergraduate population. So either smaller lectures setting as the one shown here in our photo, or seminar sections and discussion sections, or perhaps studio courses or lab courses as well, all around still within this same size. As far as talking about academics, we do have 5 academic divisions that serve as umbrellas really for all of our majors and minors. So we have roughly a little over 100 programs. So there is a lot to study at University of Denver. And so with that said, we see a lot of students doing a dual degree where they're doing programs in 2 separate divisions, or doing a double major or major and a minor within the same division. I would say of all of our programs, some of our most popular would be any of our business programs within the Daniels College of Business. We have some really unique and specialty programs in particular with, in addition to the traditional business tracks, we have, for example, students studying our hospitality management, which is a pretty large program on our campus, as well as real estate. Another really popular program that we have probably being within our engineering and computer science. We also launched a new major, a new program with physiology, which is attracting a lot of our students who are wanting to go into the pre-med or the medical field. So at DU, we are on the quarter system, so that might look a little bit different than your high school that's on semester. I personally came from a high school that was on semesters and then did attend a quarter system college. And honestly, I would say it was something that I really enjoy, that adjustment. It makes the academic year feel like it's going by a little faster. You're getting a change of scenery with new courses and getting more credit hours underneath your belt. So the way how the quarter system functions is that you'll start in mid-September, and then each quarter is about 10 weeks, and then you'll go on break and then return. We have fall, winter, and spring quarter, and then our summer optional quarter. So a lot of students do different things with this quarter, either going on vacation, taking some time off, going and studying abroad, or doing an internship. So there's a lot of ways and opportunities for you to make the most out of that summer quarter. Study abroad is something that does make DU stand out amongst colleges nationally. We are ranked #3 in the nation for a percentage of students who go off and study abroad. As you can see, we have a lot of options with over 150 programs within 52 countries. Something that also does attract, in particular to our study abroad program for our students, is that at DU, as long as you're maintaining a 3.0 GPA, all of our study abroad costs is included within your tuition. So that includes your programming, any of your traveling, any of your medical costs and visa costs. We'll go ahead and provide that for you. And that's all thanks through our partnership with the Charrington Global Studies program. We do have a pretty lively campus with multiple different student organizations, as well as sports and athletics. We are a D1 school with 18 Division I sports and over 100 student organizations, all ranging from our Alpine Club to our Dungeons and Dragons Club, being our 2 largest clubs. So as you can see, there's a wide range of students that come to DU. So there is an opportunity for you to get, if you're into sports, if you're into games, if you're into the arts, there is a community that we have, and it's well represented across our campus. And so our location is pretty attractive for a lot of our students. It is where the outdoors meets the city. So our campus is about 15 to 20 minutes south of downtown. So we actually have our own college town niche south of downtown. And then we're just about an hour east from the mountains. So this is a great opportunity for you to get to hike your first 14er, go skiing, go hiking, catch a concert within our Red Rocks Amphitheater, which is in the mountains. Such a great place to get to watch live music. So there's a lot to do both on and outside our campus. Then this is an overview of our student population as far as where they're coming from across the country. So as you can see on that, we have a lot of representation on the East Coast with roughly around 41%, 42% of our students coming from the East Coast. So you get to meet students from your backyard, but also get to meet students from across the US. So just rounding out here, we're talking about our application checklist. So in addition to the application and the essay, we do require a counselor recommendation, and then we are test optional moving forward, even indefinitely, even after the pandemic. For financial aid, it is a FAFSA and the CSS profile, FAFSA for any federal aid, and CSS profile for institutional aid directly from DU. Like I said, I will be your admission representative. So if you have any follow-up questions, this is my contact information. I'll go also include it in the chat for you all. So thank you.
Thanks so much, everybody, for joining. I just want to share my screen one final time with a closing remark. Again, so thank you all for joining. When you close out of this window, you will be you will be given a link to a very quick 4-question survey, and we would appreciate any feedback that you can provide. This session and the previous sessions that have happened this evening have been recorded, and you will be able to have access to all of those in about a week's time at strivescan.com/Virginia. Thank you all so much, and have a fantastic evening. Bye, everyone.